What if the future Pirate King never became a pirate? What if Monkey D. Luffy was raised not to chase freedom, but to enforce justice? Would he rise to become an admiral, or would he break the system from the inside? Let's find out. Luffy's story almost starts the same. He still grows up in Fuchsia Village, still trains under Monkey D. Garp, and yes, he still eats the gum-gum fruit. But this time, instead of dreaming about pirates, Luffy wants to become a marine hero, just like his grandfather. And that changes everything. Garp doesn't hold back. He visits more often, trains Luffy harder, throws him into life or death situations, not to break him, but to forge him. By 17, Luffy isn't just strong, he's a monster. Stronger than his original version, faster, smarter, and already learning Haki. The day finally comes. Luffy sets sail, not as a pirate, but as a marine recruit. And the moment he puts on that uniform, he hates it. Of course he does, but over time it becomes a symbol of something bigger. His first mission? Alvida. Garp sleeping, so Luffy handles it himself. One punch. Done. That's when he meets Koby, a scared cabin boy with big dreams. Luffy sees himself in him and recruits him. Next stop, Shell's Town. There they find Roronoa Zoro tied up, waiting to die. Luffy wants to recruit him, but Zoro, he refuses, because Zoro doesn't follow orders. He follows his own path. As the journey continues, Luffy clears threats across the East Blue. Buggy falls, villages are saved, but something feels off. There's no crew, no bonds, no straw hats, just duty. At Marineford, everything changes. Luffy and Koby train relentlessly. They learn Rokushiki, master Haki, and Luffy begins to rise through the ranks. Then comes Alabasta, Crocodile. This time, Luffy doesn't struggle. He dominates. Captures him, ends the war, becomes a marine captain. But here's where things shift. He meets Nico Robin, a criminal who isn't evil. For the first time, Luffy questions justice and lets her go. That one decision changes him forever. Then the unthinkable happens. Portgas D Ace is captured, execution ordered, war begins. At Marineford, Luffy stands on the wrong side of history. He watches the Whitebeard pirates risk everything for one man. He sees loyalty, brotherhood, love, things the Marines don't have. He tries to save Ace, but Garp stops him. And in that moment, Ace dies. That's when Luffy breaks. Not physically, but mentally. Justice isn't black and white anymore. After the war, Garp reveals a secret, Sword, a hidden marine unit that follows their own justice, and Luffy joins. Now, he's no longer a soldier, he's something else. In Dressrosa, he teams up with Fujitora, takes down Don Quixote do Flamingo, unlocks Gear 4, and starts changing the system from within. Mission after mission, enemy after enemy, Luffy rises. Vice Admiral, hero, legend. But the world keeps testing him. Kaido, untouchable. Revolutionaries, not evil. Government, corrupt. And then, Garp falls, captured by Marshal D. Teach. Luffy tries to save him, fails. This time, he trains. Years pass. Luffy becomes one of the strongest Marines alive, feared by pirates, respected by civilians, questioned by the system. And finally, the offer comes. Admiral. Luffy accepts, not to serve the government, but to change it. And maybe, one day, he awakens something even greater. Gear 5. A Marine with the power of a god. So the real question is, would Luffy bring justice to the world, or destroy the very system he swore to protect?